Hi there, and welcome to the conversations that we are having with the cast and the crew of new podcast series Search, which comes out on the 15th of February. And today I'm delighted to be talking to Natalie Clark, who plays Eleanor Wells. Natalie is a stage and screen actress who most recently has been in the film Lost at Christmas, which has been a huge success and was on BBC television at Christmas. Natalie, it's lovely to be here with you.
Oh, it's lovely to be here with you too, Lisa. It's lovely to chat to you.
So what we're going to do is we're trying to keep it brief because sometimes we can chat a lot, when, especially when we all know each other. I'm going to give you some questions, kind of quick fire questions, but you can take your time to answer them as well, so that we get a little bit of a taste of what Search is, and yeah, why people want to tune in as well. So firstly, could you tell me a wee brief synopsis about what Search is?
Yeah, so Search is it's going to be an 8-part podcast series, and without giving too much away about it, when I read the script and when I think of it, I think of a sort of hybrid crossover of various things, which maybe give people a flavour of what it is. It's like a crossover of Heroes and Lost and the X-Files. That's about as close as I can get without revealing too much of spoiling it.
It has been interesting actually speaking to cast and crew, because that is what most people have said. Oh, I can't say too much because we can give too much away by saying something. But that's a good explanation, and you'll be glad to know that Chris also likened it to Lost, so that's a good thing. That's Chris, our writer, so that is a good thing. Now you play Eleanor Wells. You describe your character to the audiences in just 5 words.
5 words. Eleanor is she's cold. She is protective, determined. She's detached, and she's strong.
Wonderful. She sounds very intriguing. These words, cold and detached, that's got me intrigued. Yeah, it sounds like she's got a bit of power behind her, but she's yeah, this kind of, as you say, this ice maiden, perhaps.
Yes. Yes. I don't want to say too much.
Okay, this is good. This is good. And what drives your character? What drives Eleanor?
This was one I had to think about because I know a lot about my character that no one else does. And so I'm having to find ways to describe her that doesn't reveal, because it's actually what I know about the character is not a season 1 spoiler, it's a season 2 spoiler. So what drives Eleanor? I was trying to get to the root of it, and I would say love. Love is what drives Eleanor, which is just considering how I just described her is perhaps interesting, but that is what drives her.
That was my first thought when you were saying cold, detached, and love drives her. So yeah, interested to hear how that all happens. And as you've got season 2 already kicking off.
Well, I asked Christopher for some feedback on Eleanor in terms of how to play her, and he was like, "I'll jot some things down for you." And then he came back to me about an hour later and was like, "So I've written episode 1 of season 2." He just like went down a rabbit hole, trying to describe Eleanor's background and what her story is, and he ended up writing episode 1 of season 2. So
Can I just say, Natalie, that was a good little example there that Chris went down a rabbit hole, because episode 1 is called Down a Rabbit Hole.
it's down a rabbit hole.
And with your character of Eleanor, what is she searching for? The podcast is called Search. What is it that she is searching for?
I know specifically what she's searching for. However, again, hashtag spoiler. So what I will say is, again, getting to the root of that is resolvement. She is looking to resolve a situation. So that's what she is searching for.
And again, we can't say what that situation is.
It's about as vague as I can get.
Talk about building all this intrigue. It's like, yes, this is great, actually. I love it. I love it. Chris was saying he loves a cliffhanger, so all of these chats are like cliffhangers as well, which is amazing. So something that well, I think you will be able to answer, so cryptic, is if your character, Eleanor Wells, was a food, what food would she be?
Um, I'm going to say something like I was going to say a spring roll or like a hard shell taco because I'm thinking of something that is hard on the outside, but actually at the center is is soft.
So like a taco or a spring roll, is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes. So she is at the heart. Without revealing too much about the series, you do see she. Although I've described her as very cold and hard, I went with protective because you do get to see a softer side to her um, throughout the series, and so that's it. And I know what is at the core of her. So, but she's had to develop a very hard outer shell, so that's why I would say a spring roll, a very crispy spring roll, or a hard shell taco.
And interestingly, if you listen into our interview with Kirsty Strain, who plays Sarah McNair, she likens her character to a soft boiled egg for that very reason as well. She's got a soft centre, but there's a hard exterior. So I know you hadn't even heard that before now.
No, I haven't. There we go.
So we've got spring rolls and we've got soft boiled eggs, and Chris has likened the whole series to a Sunday roast dinner, that there's a lot going on the plate.
Yes, a smorgasbord of food.
And in terms of your character again, and just another comparison, which I like, a bit of fun, what song would your character be?
This was one that when I try to think of songs, I kind of trip myself up sometimes because I love music so much and I can never quite pin things down. But two songs popped into my head and I can't quite figure it out. The first one was "Along the Watchtower" by Jimi Hendrix, and the other one was "Gold Dust Woman," Fleetwood Mac. Um, there's just something about the vibe and the tone of those songs and the rhythm of them that just felt very Eleanor Wells like to me.
I don't know any of them, and Natalie, I would ask you to sing a couple of lines of one of the songs, but I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, the Jimi Hendrix one is difficult, but it's very like and people who know the song will be like, "No, it's not, Natalie." um, uh, I can't remember now. I literally was listening to it about half an hour ago. And Gold Dust Women, and yeah, how does that go again? Gold. No, Natalie, stop it. We'll have to delete that.
We can get the our audiences to go into however they listen to their music and search for these songs. So yeah, find out what these characters are all about. We could have a search playlist. That would be a great thing. Yeah, which is good. Which is good. So this has all been about Eleanor Wells, but Natalie Clark. What is Natalie Clark searching for?
Searching for what am I searching for? I am searching. Well, earlier on, I was searching for my pre-COVID waistline. I don't know where that went. Um, I am searching for, I suppose, just being searching for acceptance of things as they are at the moment. I think there's been over the past 2 years with what everyone's gone through. There's there's that terminology that people use of, oh, once we get back to normal, and so there's so much pressure and expectation being put on everyone to get back to the way things were, but things will never be that way because I think having gone through a global pandemic, it's altered everyone's lives, whether we like it or not. And I think we have to all adjust and start accepting that it is the way it is, and we move on from here rather than trying to recreate. That's what I'm searching for. I'm searching for acceptance of that. That was quite heavy, sorry.
I think that's a really beautiful answer, because I think you're right. It's about just accepting what is and moving forward rather than going, oh, we want things to be like they were before. So really a lovely thing. And often I do say that a lot of plays, TV shows, podcasts, most of them are about the characters wanting to be accepted or accepting the world for what it is as well. I think that's a huge driving force for writing as well. Um, One final thing. Can you tell us when the podcast will be released?
The first episode, the podcast will be released on February the 15th.
And we can tune in on all the podcast channels and platforms as well, can't we?
Yes, Spotify, iTunes, all that jazz. I'm not sure actually what all the various podcasty things are.
The list is endless now.
I think that's the thing. There's so many options.
Actually, a lie. This is my final question. Where does Natalie Clark listen to her podcasts?
Podcasts generally would be in the car, especially if you're going a long journey. I love to put a podcast on and listen to them in the car.
Great. Well, I'm sure that the audiences will be listening to these in a variety of places, and I think that's the beauty of podcast and using this platform is that we can be anywhere while we listen. So Natalie, it's been lovely to chat to you. I'm going to wait to look up these songs and maybe have a dance around my kitchen as well.
Yeah, and the thing is the minute this interview finishes, I could probably sing both those songs off the top of my head, but on the spot, my brain was like, nope.
I did jump that on you. Thanks so much, Natalie. Take care.
You too. Take care. Lovely to speak to you.